live here on the campus of Waynesville High School. This is Alex Boyer with Jack and Nation Sports bringing you guys Week 5 of high school football in Missouri as the number 5 ranked Lebanon Yellow Jackets are set to take on the Waynesville Tigers. I'm joined in here by my color commentator, Mike Flanders. Mike, how was your week?
Oh, I had a great week. Had a previously scheduled trip to Miami for a men's retreat with some friends of mine, some former athletes, and it was just a fun getaway. I hated to miss the game. It was 2 a.m. on Friday, and I'm watching the game. So it was good. And it's good to be back and here at Waynesville High School, up in the friendly confines of the press box. The hot dogs smell in the air, and the players leaving the field so they can finish the pregame festivities.
Garrett Brown filled in for you last week and did a great job, so appreciate Garrett's help with that. But let's talk a little bit about our matchup tonight. Lebanon coming in with a 4-0 record. As we previously mentioned, ranked number 5 in the latest Class 5 rankings. Waynesville with a 1-3 record. What do you expect to see from both of these teams tonight?
I expect to see the clock moving very fast because it's going to be a lot of ground game. Don't anticipate too much throwing, as Waynesville's had some injury issues at quarterback, so they keep the ground and pound like us, but a little bit different offense. They do we do the flex bone, and they just do the single wing. And so for the fans, it'll be fun to watch the ball where it trickles out off the line, whether it's a sweep or a kind of a counter. It's going to be a fun night.
Lebanon was bit by the injury bug a little bit last week as well, with Weston McKinney suffering a knee injury late in that game against Bolivar. Still waiting on the official prognosis of that injury, as well as Cameron Myers will miss his second straight game, and Mason Hendricks is also out tonight for the Lebanon Yellow Jackets. But we were able to catch up with Lebanon quarterbacks coach Zach Miller before the game, and our Missouri Cooperage Week 4 Player of the Week, Jax Glendenning, after his phenomenal game against the Liberators last week. So hope you guys stay tuned and listen to those interviews, and then we'll come back to the field and bring you guys some more pregame. So you're watching Jack and Nation Sports on YouTube. Joining me now on the Jack and Nation Sports pregame show again for the second straight week, Zach Miller, the Lebanon High School quarterback coach.
Appreciate being back. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, might have to start getting a Friday with Miller segment going. I know your boy Nick Saban's got his segment with McAfee now, so maybe we can get something rolling.
Yeah, 2 totally different levels there, but yeah, I mean, I'd take that.
Yeah, just another dominant showing from your guys last Friday against Bolivar. It seemed like that message in the locker room was received well from your team, and then they went out there from start to finish and played a really physical game. What were your thoughts?
Certainly, I mean, take nothing away from Bolivar. I mean, I know the score indicates that we had a real dominant night, and we did in a lot of phases, both sides of the ball. But, like I said last week, they fly around and play well, and, they're gonna finish the season well and be good in their district. So, but our kids were focused all week. The message was delivered early in the week, and our kids took it and ran with it on both sides of the ball. The physicality was a big emphasis because there was some chirping that, maybe we weren't as physical as we have been in years past, or, just things that kids hear on the outside. You try not to let that distract you, but it's hard with social media now and just voices out there that it's hard to keep that away from the kids. But at the same time, sometimes it provides some bulletin board material, and, the kids, the coaches take it personal and, work that much harder and put that much more time and effort into it, and our kids definitely did.
Obviously, your offense was effective again last Friday night. Good to see Gavin get in the end zone a few times, a passing touchdown, and then obviously number 36 doing number 36 type things.
As always, we, like I mentioned last week, just kind of take what they give you. Started out in odd personnel, a bear stack we call it, and then got them into some even, and then they kind of teetered back and forth a little bit. But, based on what they're in, we'll dictate the call from Coach Summer, and like I said, depending on what the emphasis of that particular call is by the defense, it could end up in Jax's hand, it could end up in Gavin's, could end up in Abe's, could end up in Drew's, could end up in Hoyt's, if the safeties, secondary start creeping in there. So, well designed for sure.
Another rivalry game tonight against the Waynesville Tigers as your team travels to Pulaski County. Kyle Barkley in his second year with the Tigers, they kind of showed some improvements towards the end of last season. I know that you face them in the district semifinals, but what can you expect to see on both sides of the ball from them?
Physicality again. They were really good on both sides of the ball, offensive and defensive line last year. I noticed a big improvement there. Of course, that goes with their identity on offense, kind of a single wing type offense. So obviously we got a lot of respect for what they're doing, trying to run the ball, because that's what we do as well. Think that fits them really well. I think from year to year, depending on who their personnel is, with the ins and outs of kids coming in and out of there, with military families and whatnot, you just never know who you're going to be settled on eligibility-wise. Just a lot of factors that a lot of people don't realize. It can be an obstacle there. So having some consistency offensively really does help, and this system does that for them. You can plug and play with some players there. And, coach calls a good game. Their staff does a good job. They're going to be good in the trenches again this week. So we'll definitely have to do our job on the offensive defensive line. We'll have our hands full.
Talk a little bit about how the seasons are going for both the freshman and JV. I know you're the freshman offensive coordinator, but just talk about some of the success that those teams have had this fall.
You really get to see our system take hold when you get to see our young guys, our freshmen and our sophomores on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. We drill fundamentals so much, the little things of, stance alignment key, getting your calls, communication, things like that. And it's fun to see on Monday nights our younger guys start to do that. And, especially in the JV, it's tough in a successful Class 5 program to be a sophomore, because especially this group this year has had so much success, and that's well documented. They've had a lot of success. Then you step in as a sophomore. Now you're on a depth chart. It's not just me in this position. I've got 2 or 3 other guys in this position that I'm battling with, and they've got more experience than I do. A lot of times they're bigger, they're stronger, they're faster. You got a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old, or a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old. So it's that learning curve again of, all right, I've got to learn to be a teammate here and learn to be a scout player, or learn to get limited reps or just endo reps, and learn to hone my craft on Monday nights now too. All of our kids get endo reps during practice, but as we wind down the offensive periods and the offensive sessions, a lot of times majority reps will go to the Friday night guys. So, as a sophomore, it's always a learning curve, and it's always something to adjust to. I mean, you think back, very rarely in our program do sophomores, get the nod at starting spots unless there's injuries or the depth chart's kind of depleted. So, but as we tell them, it beats the alternative of being thrown into a bad situation as a sophomore, or even a freshman in some cases. You look around, other programs that have to do that, and we're very fortunate we don't. We can make sure our kids are maturity-wise ready to go, mentally, physically, ready to be a Friday night player.
Yeah, and the good news for you guys is you've been able to get those sophomores in on Friday nights so far through 3 out of the 4 games this season.
Yeah, very important. A lot of good reps. Now, some people look at it as cleanup time or whatever, and that's fine. But we take it very seriously. It's not just let's run the clock down and get out of here. No, they've got work to do on both sides of the ball. We get kids in, and both coordinators are still very much involved. Every position coach is still very much involved, and we're still locked in. I mean, you'll see our older guys over there doing push-ups on the sideline with Coach Britt if they're not locked in, because there's still a ball game and there's still things to be done. And if you're not in, you can be helping in some capacity, help those young guys, because you're one injury away from climbing up the depth chart, and you have to do things right for sure, and that's been an emphasis for us.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to join us. Best of luck tonight against the Waynesville Tigers. Joining me now on the Jacket Nation Sports pregame show is our Missouri Cooper Week 4 Player of the Week, junior Jax Glendenning for the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, a fullback and linebacker. Jax, thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you.
So last week, over 230 yards for you, another statement win for the second consecutive week. Just heading into that game, it still felt like you guys were still being doubted by just a few people, but how motivated were you guys coming into last week against Bolivar to prove to people that the Kickoff game wasn't a fluke?
Yeah, so every game that we play and that we win, it's all a blessing. So coming into this game, we come into it, all games are the same for us. It's a faceless opponent. But we were we have people doubting us. We have people doubting us every year. Every year we lose stud players. I've said that before. But coming into this game, it was a little bit different because, like Coach Christian said all week to us, Bolivar made it personal when they tried to take our identity. So coming into this week, knowing that people doubted us and that Bolivar thought that they could play with us, that really it motivated us.
Yep. And you've had a great year on both sides of the ball so far, but I've always wondered, do you prefer making a big play on the offensive side or a big play on the defensive side? Because, you've done both so far this year, but I'm just wondering which one gets you more fired up.
I enjoy offense more, but when it comes to making big plays on offense, I'm always gassed after them. So I enjoy defense better because after the defense play, you get up and you're done.
And I know that you love those guys up front for you. I know you say you're exhausted after a big play, but those guys up front make your job a whole lot easier. So, just talk about your offensive line and what those guys have done for you for the first 4 weeks.
Those guys are studs up there. I've said it before already, but when you have a line like I do, it makes my job incredibly easy.
Yeah.
They really are. I think that they're the best in the conference, one of the best in the state. We've got a great coach for them, Coach Witt and Coach Wade. They do a great job, and I'm lucky to have them. They're all studs.
And this is the third week in a row, I think, that we've had a football player and then a wrestler on the show. Had Drew and Cannon the last 2 weeks, so if Coach Rogers is listening, I'm sure he's fired up for you guys. But
yeah.
In your eyes, what's the difference between football shape and wrestling shape? Because we talked to Cannon. Back here at Tiger Stadium on the campus of Waynesville High School, as had to cut our interview off with junior Jax Glendenning, our Missouri Cooperage Week 4 Player of the Week, so you guys could see our Yellow Jackets run out onto the field, and appreciate Jax taking the time to do an interview with us. And of course, if you guys want to listen to the full interview, we had it on our Jacket Nation Sports pregame show that airs every Friday at 4 o'clock. And now we will move to our keys to the game. Mike, put that on the screen for our viewers. And my first key to the game is D-Train. This Lebanon defense has been the heart and soul of this team through the year, through the halfway point this season. But each week it seems like they just keep making plays that wow us. And I know that you were kind of the first one on this defense with bringing them up in week 1, but last week no different for the defense as they held the Liberators to just over 150 yards for the game. And I think the crazy thing is I don't think that they've came close to peaking yet. So heading into last week's game, I think the defense was averaging 7 points per game as a scoring defense, while only giving up just under 2 points per game. Now they're averaging 5.25 points per game scoring defense and allowing just under 5 points. So I'm ready to keep watching this side of the ball as the season moves forward.
For sure, you think about that, Alex. You've got the essential is going to keep healthy. Number 2 is just simply 1-0. Alex, it'd be easy for this team to coast a little, to switch it to neutral, to not focus on the game of the week, and focus on rivalry games and even state rankings as they move forward. But Coach Christian has this 1-0 mentality, and this 1-0 mentality inside the locker room, outside of the locker room, he preaches it every day at any moment he can, and it's keeping them focused and keeping them from slipping up on an opponent that they may not have prepared for the right way. But Coach Christian's good at 1-0, and let's focus on 1 week at a time.
And you mentioned staying healthy. I think that's kind of been a key concern this last few weeks, as Lebanon's kind of been bit by the injury bug, and it kind of seems like an obvious one, Mike. But last week suffering a few injuries. We talked about it when we first came on air about Weston McKinney suffering a knee injury, and Cameron Myers, the starting left guard, still dealing with a little bit of a knee injury as well. Just want to reiterate the fact that staying healthy is going to be pivotal for this team down the road, especially when you have guys like Lebanon, as many as they do, playing both sides of the ball. But, if this team continues to stay healthy and keep fresh during the week, the Yellow Jackets are going to continue to make noise throughout the year. And the good thing is Lebanon hasn't had to play a game with 4 quarters full of starters yet. So, it's been, although they're putting their team more at risk by playing both sides of the ball, they haven't had to play the full amount of quarters that other teams has. So that's our Week 5 keys to the game tonight. And we'll get ready to have the national anthem performed by the Waynesville Marching Band. So we'll cut it down to the field and be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and stand in solidarity as the Waynesville JROTC Army Color Guard marches onto the field. The Color Guard commander and carrying the national colors is Cadet Command Sergeant Major Annalise Rivera. Carrying the Tiger Battalion colors is Cadet Major Jennifer Boyd. The left guard is Cadet First Sergeant Maximilian Jorgensen. And the right guard is Cadet Major Master Sergeant Joseph Mendiola. Please remove your headgear and place your right hand over your heart as the Waynesville Tiger Pride Marching Band plays our national anthem. Please remain standing until the colors have left the field. Thank you. Tonight's football game is not only an interscholastic competitive matchup between these two schools, it's also an extended educational experience for the student athletes. The Missouri State High School Activities Association and Misha member Waynesville High School know that events such as these help teach life values to the young participants. Keeping that in mind, we ask you to continue a proud Missouri tradition and display good sportsmanship throughout the contest.
Getting set for kickoff here as we are approaching just 5 minutes till kickoff, and appreciate those who have already participated in the chat a little bit. Dakota Nutt says, let's go Jackets, and Ken Eldridge says, go Jackets. Great Lebanon crowd on hand, and I would agree with him. That Lebanon side across from us is pretty much full, so nice job there by the Yellow Jacket fans, as always, showing great pride and showing up to games both at home and on the road. So, Mike, let's talk a little bit. Last week, you know, we talked about it on our pregame show, but I know you were gone in Miami. Lebanon got the message that Bolivar thought they were going to come in and win the physicality battle between the two teams, but Lebanon, from the get-go, decided that wasn't going to be the case.
And it will be important for Lebanon to establish some domination on the front lines today, and to, depending on if we get the ball, whoever gets the ball first, Lebanon needs to step up and say, hey, our defense is here to play, or our offense is here to play. So big night with 4 minutes left on the clock as we're getting ready to bring the guys out for a coin toss. Alex, what's your thought on, the projection on your thought on the game?
Well, I think Lebanon, we talked about it earlier, it's going to be a run battle between these two teams, these two offenses. Waynesville with the single wing type offense, and so Lebanon is accustomed to kind of seeing something similar to that in practice throughout the week with obviously us running the flex bone offense. There's some similarities and differences in those two offenses, but ultimately it's just going to come down to Lebanon. Third downs are going to be important, making sure that they don't allow extra time to be ran off the clock if Waynesville gets those first downs. And then just winning the turnover battle, I think, is another key to the game. Obviously, every week, Coach Christian preaches the turnover battle being important. So as long as Lebanon can stay true to their game and keep doing what they've been doing on defense, I think they'll be okay tonight. Go ahead.
I had to do some research, Alex, with the single wing, just looking back, and it was invented in 1907 by the famous Pop Warner, and by the 1940s, 80% of football teams were running it. And so Lebanon's flex bone was, in the 80s, 70s, and 80s when that came about. So, you got old school football playing here tonight at Waynesville High School.
Captains for the Yellow Jackets on the field are number 53, White Shoemate, number 73, Dathan Durbin, and number 2, Gavin Smith, along with Josiah Meebrewer, number 59 out there for the Yellow Jackets. So your captains for the Yellow Jackets, and we have the Misha Class 5 District 6 standings pulled up on the stream right now. And for those of you keeping track at home, obviously we talked on our pregame show, the battle between number 2 and number 3, Willard and Republic right now. Willard with the slight advantage over Republic with 40 points, while Republic has 38. Lebanon leading the way with 50 points, and in fourth place, Glendale, who is also 3-1 with a matchup looming tonight against Bolivar, Branson in 5th, Central in 6th, and Parkview rounding out the District 6 in 7th place. As the coin toss is happening at midfield, and after we find out what each team will do, we'll take a short commercial break. I want to take this time, though, to thank our primary sponsors, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Jonesy's Travel Center, Shadle's Colonial Chapel, Results Advertising, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, and Missouri Cooperage. Looks like, I think the ref said that Waynesville won the toss and deferred to the second half, so we'll see the Lebanon offense on the field first.
The Waynesville Tigers have won the coin toss. They will defer to the
So Lebanon gets the ball first. We'll take a short commercial break and be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
At Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, we are committed to our neighbors. Your local dollars are invested in our local communities. With local lenders and local decisions, because at Heritage Bank, we are neighbors serving neighbors.
Hey, let me tell you the secret successful businesses already know. It's all about branding. Get recognized and get results. Results advertising, logos everything you can logo, like apparel, hats, mugs, signs, and banners. Branding your business is what Results Advertising does. Getting your name out there and on anything branding your business. The secret is Results Advertising in Lebanon at resultsadv.com and 417-533-7741.
Back here for the opening kickoff between Lebanon and Waynesville as Tyrell Finn gets ready to kick off for the Tigers. Back deep to return for the Yellow Jackets is Evan Nichols and Kenan Roark.
kicking off for the Tigers, number 39, Tyrell Finn. Tiger fans, on your feet! Make some noise!
As we are set for Ozark Conference football, Tyrell Finn kicks it away. And I believe that's Braden Christian on the return for the Yellow Jackets. Finds a seam up the middle and gets about a 12-yard return to the 37, 36-yard line where Gavin Smith and the Lebanon offense will start shot. It's going to be interesting to see if Gavin can repeat that performance from last week, Mike, his first game with multiple touchdowns this year. And it's been a while since we saw a game like that from Gavin, so good to see him get going.
Yeah, he has a tweaked ankle early on and seems to be loosened up a little bit for him as Lebanon's back under center.
Smith gets the first carry of the night as he goes to the right side, then cuts back up the middle for about a gain of 11. Looks like they
call it about 10, it looks like.
Yeah, 10 yards. So a Farm Bureau first down on the first carry of the night for Lebanon, and Gavin Smith picks up a first down for LHS. Mike, while you were gone, we picked up a touchdown sponsor. Big shout out to Riverfront Campground and Canoe Rental for hopping on that, and they were a part of the broadcast last week. So good to see some support there. As now the handoff to Abe Allen on the right side gets blown up in the backfield by the Waynesville defender. That was number 54, Yadel Santana, and that's a name that to keep an eye on tonight, Mike. He was one of the players that Coach Barkley talked about, a leader for this Waynesville defense.
Yeah, that Waynesville does. I think I saw, Alex, 10 returning players that contributed. So they're a young team, but they're a little bit hungry tonight. You can tell.
Second down and 11 for the LHS offense as Smith gives the ball to Jax up the middle, and Jax barrels his head down and picks up about a gain of 6 or 7 there, brought down at the Waynesville 44-yard line.
I just love watching the consistency of the Lebanon offensive line. They do their jobs. It's a simple do your job and everything will be taken care of, and that's what they're doing.
4 down territory probably here for Lebanon as third down now, and the fans make some noise on the Waynesville side. Now Drew Bowling in motion as Smith keeps the handoff and goes down the left side and gets enough for a first down after about a gain of 6. So far, Gavin Smith picking up right where he left off last week.
Yeah, Gavin is almost magical at the read there, and when to pull, when to give, when to pitch. And the senior has had a couple years under his belt, and it sure is fun to watch this offense when it's hitting its strides. This offense is beautiful to watch.
Zach Miller talked last week about Lebanon not trying to do too much and just take what the defense gives you. So if it's 4 yards, they'll take that every time. As Lebanon 1st and 10 now from the 36-yard line. Smith back to pass and finds Honey on the left side. Hoyt gets wrapped up there by the Waynesville defense. Nice job there by the Tigers to get to him quick, but Smith finds Honey on the right side for about a gain of 8.
And that just keep that defense honest. They're packing the box a little bit, and that basically means between the tackles, the number of guys that on defense that are in there, and you can see, there's about 2 guys that are not packed in, so that's about 9 dudes packed in there, and that's one way to soften up the defense as they're passing again.
Smith doesn't like what he sees and takes off and runs and breaks a tackle and will set up a 1st and goal situation. Nice job there by Gavin, but the ball comes loose at the end. I thought he was down, but the ref signal fumble on the play. Gavin with a turnover on the first possession of the game, and Waynesville recovers on their own 4-yard line. So nice job there by the Waynesville defense coming ready to play early on.
I'd be curious to see a replay on that, Alex.
Looked like his knee was down from up here.
I thought he was down too, but we don't have whistles in our mouths, so a little bit of a opportunity for the Lebanon defense that has them inside the 4-yard line. They got a long way to go, 96 yards, and we'll see what this single wing has to offer for us. Is typically they bring a call the sniffer back. It's right behind the right guard, and they have that this time. And the ball is on the ground, but he does pick it up, and Lebanon really comes hard, and it looks like a loss of about 2 or 3, so it knocks him back to the 2-yard line.
I think that was Abe Allen and Griffin Jones making the tackle. Abe Allen and Griffin Jones making the tackle in the backfield. So not much more room for error for Waynesville as they lose 2 yards on the first down play.
And the ball was on the ground from an exchange, and that's why the play kind of got awry. But give credit to Lebanon's defense, kind of coming with a 4-man front this week. And Waynesville, the splits on the linemen are about a foot apart. They really pack it in tight too there, as the ball is. Now
Tallahassee gets the handoff or takes the direct snap.
Kind of a little wildcat going on. This is a hybrid single wing, so we'll see all kinds of different things from them here with the backed up. The single wing. Here's a big play, 3rd and about 12.
Call it a gain of 0 for the Tigers as 3rd down now for the Yellow Jackets, and a big chance here to make a statement. Defensive starters for the Yellow Jackets: Nick Allen, Thomas Howe, Mason Woods, and Gunnar Williams, the defensive linemen, with Griffin Jones, Jax Glendenning, Avery Starnes, and Braden Christian at linebackers. Hoyt Honey, Drew Bowling at the secondary for Lebanon. As now a handoff to Michael Kelsey Jr. goes back to about the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be a 4th down. Nice job there by the Lebanon defense to force an early punt here after the turnover by the Yellow Jackets.
Got to give credit to the defense for kind of they're digging their heels in as, the tough punt job here for the special teams, as it looks like the ball's on about the 2.5 or 3-yard line, and it looks like you got Starnes back at about the 35-yard line, ready to return the punt. But Alex,
Roark back.
Oh, is it Roark? Lebanon has done a really good job of Waynesville does a little bit of a quick kick kind of a thing, but Lebanon does a good job of putting some heat on the punter, and they have all year long.
Punt is away by
very returnable punt.
Waynesville. Roark catches it at the 35 and makes a man miss. He gets up to the 30-yard line, the 25, and shakes another tackle and gets to about the 15-yard line. So about a 20-yard return there from Roark and a short field for the Lebanon offense, as we'll take a quick commercial break and be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Losing a loved one is painful, but at Shadle's Colonial Chapel, we make the hard times a little easier to bear. With affordable funeral and cremation services, we offer 2 spacious chapels, a full-service banquet area for families to gather, plus the latest technology for honoring your loved one. Our website has everything.
First down and 10 for Lebanon as the counter to Bowling on the left side, and he gets wrapped up, but breaks a nice little tackle there for about a gain of 5. So nice job by Drew on the first down carry, and gets about a gain of 5 to down to the 13, 14-yard line.
Something to watch out for. Gavin Smith was a little bit slow to get up, Alex, and the Lebanon's offense, he runs over to the sideline every play to get the play, and so we need to keep an eye on that as Lebanon comes out on their typical offense.
Second down, and the handoff to Jacks up the middle, and he breaks a carry and gets down to about the 1-yard line. So a first and goal situation for the Yellow Jackets now, and a Farm Bureau first down for Lebanon.
You see Waynesville bringing some bigger dudes in, exchanging some of the defensive backs for the big fellas up front as Lebanon's got the ball on the 1-yard line.
Be interesting to see what they call here as Smith under center takes the snap and hands it off to Jax up the middle, and he gets into the end zone. So a Riverfront touchdown by Jax Glendenning is the first score of the night, and Lebanon with an early 6-0 lead. 6:01 remaining in the first quarter there. Jax barrels in for about a 1-yard score.
Alex, those 1-yard scores really hurt his average yards per carry.
He came in averaging, Mike, 8 or 9 yards a carry?
Yeah. Thanks to Jason and Amanda Glendenning for being our touchdown sponsor.
As the extra point by Rhett Rhodes is straight down the middle, in Lebanon with a 7-0 lead early on. And we'll take another quick commercial break and be right back after this.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Jonesy's Travel Center is located at 2031 West Elm Street in Lebanon. Be sure to be on the lookout for the upcoming Jacket ID promotion that allows student drivers and Lebanon R3 school faculty members to receive a handful of discounts. Jonesy's wishes the Yellow Jackets good luck this year.
(7-0) Lebanon in the first quarter, 6:01 remaining as Rhett Rhodes set to kick off to number 2, Brandon Howard, deep to return for Waynesville. Rhodes' kickoff is fielded at the 2-yard line by Howard, and he comes up the middle and has a seam up the middle, and nice tackle there by Rhett to save big yardage, extra big yardage for the Tigers, but a return by Brandon Howard almost to midfield sets Waynesville up with a good field position. First down and 10 now for Waynesville.
Great return there as the young man got the ball and pretty much hit the hole right away. I could see the second he got the ball, there was a little bit of a hole right in the middle, and he found the hole, found the seam, and thankful for Rhett Rhodes for saving the day there as it's on the 48-yard line.
Rhett not afraid to get physical. Lebanon 48-yard line is where Waynesville will set up shop.
Counter.
The snap to Brian Castro on the counter to, I believe that's Rashad Joshua who got the handoff there and doesn't go anywhere. It's a nice tackle there by Avery Starnes to tackle him at the original line of scrimmage for a gain of 0. Second down and 10 now for Waynesville.
That first series, I think Waynesville lost about 3 yards and kind of holding pat there, Alex. The defense, Lebanon's defense continues to start the game off well here.
Second down now for Waynesville. The direct snap to Howard. He goes to the right side and goes nowhere again as the Lebanon defense still swarming to the ball. Nice job there by Gunnar Williams, the senior defensive lineman, to make the tackle there at the line of scrimmage. Brings up another third down for Waynesville as Brian Castro comes onto the field with the play call for the Tigers. This is where we said Lebanon's going to have to make plays on third downs, and nice job so far keeping it third and long. That's where you want to keep this Waynesville team at with the offense that they're running. Castro
Quarterback's
fakes the
got it
handoff on the right side and
intercepted.
Picked off by Griffin Jones, and he cuts across midfield. So nice play there by the senior linebacker Griffin Jones to read that the whole way. And Mike, not the first time that a Lebanon linebacker is picked off a Waynesville Tiger in this stadium. As you mentioned, that fans will probably remember Nick Piercy's game-winning pick six, and Griffin Jones doing his best impersonation there as he picks it off and takes a nice little return back, and Lebanon will set up this offensive drive at the Waynesville 45-yard line.
It was around that spot that Nick Piercy got it and crossed the field in front of the Waynesville bench and took it to the house to seal the deal. That was a special night for him.
1st and 10 now for Gavin Smith and the Yellow Jacket offense as they get ready, as the ref signals someone.
Maybe an equipment. Jax is running off. I don't know if he's got.
Have some sort of blood there, so they'll have to bring in Avery Starnes as the B-back, also known as the fullback position in the offense, but Jax will probably come off a play and then.
Got a lot of field over here, Alex.
Yeah. Smith drops back and
it's there.
To his right and doesn't like what he sees and is sacked in the backfield as he had Hoyt Honey down the field but didn't want to take a chance there. Gavin takes a sack on first down and loses about 2 yards.
Again, pretty aggressive play calling for Brian Summer. It's the third pass play we've called, and as the first quarter's moving pretty quickly.
4 minutes left in the first quarter, and big shout out to the chat. Nathan Warson and Warson Media says, "Let's go Jackets and Jacket Nation." Appreciate Nathan and all the great drone footage that he picks up on Friday nights as Gavin takes the second down snap and goes to the left and stays on his feet, but nice pursuit there by a Tiger to pick him up from behind. I think that was 34 Franklin Myers, who had a pick last week, or maybe the first week against Parkview. Mike, we watched that on the film, and he was chugging along and almost scored on the pick six. So third down now and about 9 for Lebanon. See what the Yellow Jackets call here is maybe it's 4-down territory, as it's a pitch to Bowling on the left side and picks up a nice block, and he's got a lot of room on the left side, cuts back upfield and gets a Farm Bureau first down as he's brought down at the 21-yard line. Nice vision there from the senior Drew Bowling to pick up a Farm Bureau first down.
29 looks like a 26, 25-yard gain there.
Yeah, he had a lot of room. Nice job there by Abe and Hoyt.
Yeah, I was going to say Hoyt on the outside. The blocking was exceptional, and Drew chose to not cut it upfield but stay outside wide and cut up late as Lebanon's in business here.
As the hard count by the Yellow Jackets almost gets the Tigers to jump, but the refs don't call it. Smith back under center. Calls Allen in motion, and it's a handoff to Jax up the middle, and he bursts his way forward for about a gain of 13 or 14 there and sets up a first and goal situation for Lebanon after the long run. So first and goal now, Lebanon kind of finding their rhythm on offense. The offensive line up front with Thomas Howell, Colin Alford, Caden Crabtree, Danon Conrad, and Dathan Durbin doing a nice job so far for Lebanon. First down and goal. Smith with a carry, cuts it back up the middle, and he extends that ball forward, and he gets into the end zone. So Gavin Smith with the 8-yard touchdown, and the Jackets continue the scoring route here as Smith gets into the end zone, and another Riverfront Campground and Canoe Rental touchdown. So, Mike, so far it's been all Lebanon.
Yeah, we talked about the up front the play, the offensive line versus the defensive line both ways, and Lebanon's guys are just doing what they do, taking care of business and putting the guys in great position to do what this offense is made to do, and that's just grind and grind and grind. And eventually you'll pop one out for, get 3 and 4 yards here, but then you pick up 13, and next thing you know, your quarterback runs it in from about 12.
14-0 Lebanon with 2:09 remaining in the first quarter. Touchdown there by Gavin Smith puts the Yellow Jackets up by 2 scores, and we'll be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Hey, my name is Roger. I'm the middle school pastor over here at FBC Lebanon. Are you looking for an environment for your middle schooler or high schooler that is both engaging and fun? At Team FBC students, we offer an experience for 6th through 12th grade that is sure to be the highlight of their week. With 2 separate environments for both middle school and high school, students are able to receive a Jesus-centered message that is specifically catered to where they are at in life. So again, we are Team FBC. We're located at 311 North Madison in Lebanon. We're the church with the castle. Our services begin every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and include music from our student-led band, fun games and activities, and a gospel message. We can't wait to see you this week at Wednesday night at Team FBC Students.
Rhett Rhodes set to kick off, and as expected, he pops it up a little bit to the 10-yard line.
Nice return there by the Tigers, cut across the 20-yard line to the 25, brought out of bounds there by Eric Nichols, and Waynesville will set up their 3rd offensive possession now from the 25-yard line. Bodie O'Neill, Eric Nichols there on the stop for Lebanon.
Lebanon's packing the defensive line in pretty good there too, Alex, as you got a little bit of counter coming back our way.
The handoff to Aussie, and he goes nowhere. Brought down by Mason Woods and Nick Allen. So nice job pursuit there by the Lebanon defensive line to stop him for no gain.
If you put yourself in the role of a Lebanon linebacker, there's a lot of action going on there. Every play it seems like there's 1 or 2 or 3 options you got to watch. They'll teach those Lebanon guys to read their keys, watch the guards and see what they're doing. If they're pulling, follow those guys. But a little trickeration going on here with a single wing, but Lebanon's handling it pretty well.
Another handoff to Aussie because he goes up the right sideline and cuts back through the middle and gets a nice little gain there for about 11, and Waynesville picks up a first down. Looks like the ball came out, but the ref signal Aussie down after a gain of about 11 there. True Bowling with the stop as we are approaching just under a minute to play in the first quarter. Lebanon up 14-0 here at Tiger Stadium. Brandon Howard hands it off to Michael Kelsey Jr., and he goes nowhere after a stop there by Avery Starn. So the junior linebacker with a couple early tackles in the contest so far, as Thomas Howe will come onto the field and replace Wyatt Shoemate. 2nd down and long with 30 seconds remaining in the first quarter. We'll see how fast Waynesville wants to go here with now 3 running backs lined up in the backfield with quarterback Brandon Howard. And Howard hands it off. And the ball did come out after it looked like a misexchange, and Lebanon picks it up and recovers the fumble. As I couldn't tell who came up with it, Mike,
either.
But nice job there by the Yellow Jackets to recognize the fumble and recover that for another recorded turnover on the night. So Waynesville had a little bit of momentum there with the first down, but then the miss handoff there from Howard to Michael Kelsey, and Lebanon hops on it to set up 1st and 10.
That's the challenge with this offense, Alex. You really got to get a lot of reps in, and with some quarterback injury they've had, these guys haven't had a lot of reps, and a lot of misdirection. Their timing can get messed up, and that looks like what happened there is Lebanon's 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line.
Pitch to Bowling on the left side, and he gets brought down in the backfield, and Drew gets that ankle twisted a little bit, but nice pursuit there by the Waynesville defense to recognize that toss play, and they came back there in a hurry. And that should bring us to the end of the first quarter. As Lebanon holds a 14-0 lead. We've played one quarter here at Tiger Stadium, and we will be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Pillar Insurance is your locally owned, independent insurance agency, providing business, personal, and farm insurance to the Lebanon community. Call Jason Russell or Gary McClure at 417-532-6050 for your insurance needs. Pillar wishes Lebanon football good luck this season.
This is Steve with Night Auction Service. When things change in life, you have a choice: adapt or get passed by. For Night Auction, that change was going to online auctions. Bid from the convenience of your chair. Marketing is no longer to a couple of counties. It's now nationwide. Crowds are up threefold, equaling better results. Whether buying or selling, check out nightauctionservice.com.
Second down and 17 for the Yellow Jackets as we begin the second quarter action here.
Lebanon offense back out. Looks like a give to Jax up the middle, and Jax grinds it out for, looks like about 3 Jax picks up there. And Lebanon comes in, looks like about 3rd and 12. Coach Summers been passing a little bit, Alex. We'll see what happens here, what they dial up. But as Lebanon steps in, Gavin gets under center, eyes the defense, and again the box is packed with about 9 dudes. A lot of room on the right side.
Hard count there from Smith, and he looks over to the sideline for the call. Smith with the handoff to Jax up the middle, and looks like that was just trying Lebanon to get yards to get enough to go for it on 4th down after about a gain of 8.
Picked up some good yards there to get it 4th and manageable.
4th and 5 for the Yellow Jackets.
As they bring in some larger tight ends, they exchange a Roark for a Gunnar Williams. Still keep it pretty tight with a bunch over here on the left.
4th down and 5. Abe Allen in motion, and it's a counter to Bowling on the left side, and he tries to get enough for the first down, and I don't think that he got it. Comes up maybe just a yard short, and I believe Waynesville will take over on down. So nice stand there by the Waynesville defense as they're able to make a key stop, and they'll take over 1st down and 10. And we'll be right back after this quick commercial break. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, we are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. We continually strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that each client receives the very best service. Call today at 417-532-6239 and go Jackets.
First down for Waynesville as the handoff to Michael Kelsey Jr. goes up the middle for about a gain of 2 there. So after the stop there on 4th down for Waynesville, picks up about 2 yards and brings up 2nd down and 8.
3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, both these offenses work pretty quickly. Lebanon likes to get the clock down to short time, and Waynesville likes to rush a little bit more and get the ball off a little. That's why the quarter has gone so fast as we're Already under 10 minutes in the second quarter.
Having some troubles with our clock camera, so apologize for that. We'll keep you guys updated on the time left in the first half. Snap to Howard, and he hands off to Kelsey, who goes on the left side, and Griffin Jones is there waiting for him as he...
Great pursuit.
Nice job there by the Lebanon defensive line, and Griffin Jones to contain the edge and meet Michael Kelsey Jr. for about a gain of 2 there. So third down and call it 5. See if Waynesville goes for their first pass tonight or if they'll just keep the ball on the ground and try to move the chains that way. So snap to Howard, and he doesn't go anywhere after about a gain of 1, met immediately by that Lebanon defensive line. I think that was Gunnar Williams there and Mason and Kason Woods on the play for the Yellow Jackets. So it'll be 4th down and call it 3 for Waynesville. And
probably got to go for this, don't you, Alex?
I would say you don't want to punt it away and Lebanon score and go up 21. So I think this is kind of your best chance at keeping this game close right now, is going for it on 4th down and trying to extend the clock and extend the drive as well. 4th down and 2. Tao Ossie lined up at quarterback, and he tries to draw Lebanon offsides, and now they'll look over to the sideline, and Kyle Barkley will call a timeout. So 4th down and 2 for Lebanon, and we will be right back after this.
Do you like comic books, toys, video games, and collectibles? Massey's Comics has what you need. The locally owned comic shop has a wide variety of new and vintage collectibles, with new books coming out every Wednesday. Massey's Comics is located at 727 South Jefferson Avenue in the King Cash Savers Shopping Center. For more information, check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Massey's Comics.
Now Waynesville comes out of the timeout, and Lebanon sends the row arc back deep just in case maybe a punt's looming here for Waynesville. But it's a handoff to Howard or snap to Howard, and handoff to Ossie up the middle, and it'll be depending on
short
where the ref marks that. Tao Ossie came up the middle but was met by Braden Christian and Jack Glendinning, and I don't think the refs gave him enough yards, and
they're not even enough to measure. That can the defense just continues.
Now they're going to bring in a measure.
Are they going to measure? I mean, the offense is running off, and Lebanon's offense is running on, but they're going to, I guess, close enough to take a look at it. I can just looking at it from here. If they want my opinion, Alex, they'd ask for it, right?
That's right. They might turn around and ask you, but nice camera work by our video producer, Austin Shoemaker, giving you guys the best views of the night with his great camera work as the chain gang comes out and measures this.
Say it's about a football length, this would be what my eyes are telling me, but they likely could use this to spot it back in the middle of the field too, Alex.
Yeah. So the 4th down attempt by Waynesville looks like it's going to come up just short, as Tao Ossie wasn't able, as Ebowen lets the fans know at home that he did not get enough yards there. And Lebanon will take back over on downs with 7:58 to play in the first half. So Waynesville calls the timeout and doesn't pay off, as Ossie met by Braden Christian and Jack Glendinning and doesn't get enough yards. And now they're doing what you said, Mike, of using the chains to spot that ball back in the middle of the field.
And they're all the distraction. It's like we're at Branson at a show. Lebanon's offense is ready to go. Little distraction. They'll switch the ball now, and Lebanon's got the play called and are ready to go with 7 minutes and 58 seconds left in the half. Lebanon's got the ball at about the 36-yard line. Offense comes out, facing south, Alex.
First down and 10 for Lebanon. Smith, handoff to Jax up the middle, and Jax shows a great burst of energy there and gets about 9. So good first play there for Lebanon. 2nd and 1 upcoming for the Yellow Jackets.
You know, Alex, it's challenging to do as Lebanon's working the clock here and moving fast.
No huddle, and usually when Brian Summer calls the no huddle, he likes the personnel that the defense has on the field and kind of keeps that same play going as another handoff to Jax up the middle gets a Farm Bureau first down. So
we do have a helmet off from a Waynesville Tiger, so they will have to stop the clock to bring someone else in.
Big thanks to Scott McCowan and Farm Bureau for being our first down sponsors this season, and we've had a couple of Riverfront, Campground, and Canute Lebanon High School football touchdowns as well tonight. Smith calls Abe Allen in motion, and
pass.
Smith now drops back to
Run
pass,
it,
and he's
son.
got a lot of room on the right sideline, and he tries to throw it to Roark on that front right corner of the end zone, and Roark not able to bring that one in, so an incompletion for Gavin.
Gavin had a lot of field over there, Alex.
Yeah, I'm sure if he had that one back, he would just take off and run with it, but
if Alex is playing Madden, if he's on the controllers, he's running it there, isn't he?
Probably so. Probably end up fumbling it because I don't know how to slide.
Yes.
But 2nd down and 10 now for Gavin and the offense. Mr. Hazelwood watching from Lake of the Ozarks tonight says, let's go Jackets. As Smith now has a lot of room up the middle and makes a nice juke move. Gets to the left sideline. Gavin Smith into the end zone for Lebanon. So another rushing touchdown for Gavin Smith, and Lebanon goes up 20-0 with 7:05 remaining in the first quarter after the long touchdown run. I believe there was 22 yards there from Smith, and Gavin, his second rushing touchdown of the night. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Back deep for the Tigers to return. Brandon Howard and Rashad Joshua. Kicking off for the Jackets.
Back here at Tiger Stadium as we approach the 400 viewer mark on YouTube. Big thank you to everybody watching from home or wherever you may be watching tonight's game from, as Rhett Rhodes set to kick off here with 7:05 remaining in the second quarter. Lebanon up 21-0 over the Tigers. And that ball will bounce into the end zone, and a touchback from the sophomore standout kicker will put Waynesville on the 20-yard line to start this offensive drive. So far, Mike, Lebanon's shown up and has really dominated both trenches on both sides of the ball.
I think as I'm the absolute worst color commentator in the world, as that's my constant comment. Offense looks good. Look at the line. Look at the penetration. They're doing great.
Sometimes it's that simple. If you win the battle at the line of scrimmage on both sides, then chances are you're going to have a great chance to win the game. And, of course, we also talked about the turnover category. Will Christian mentioned that this week, that he wants to see his team win that battle. And Lebanon has made a few stops on 4th down, and then obviously an interception by Griffin Jones and a fumble recovery as well. So they've been doing their job on that side, as now Aussie is met by Abe Allen and thrown out of bounds after about a gain of 0.
You know, that early fumble from Gavin Smith it hurts a little bit, Alex, but it didn't cost us anything. It's a nice, cheap lesson for the Lebanon skilled guys to take care of the ball, hold the ball late in the play, be strong while they're piling on.
I still think his knee was down, but neither here or there. As it's what it takes, though. Mike, complimentary football. Gavin turns the ball over. Lebanon defense says, "We got you. We'll make some plays for you and get you the ball right back." And then nice confidence there by Brian Summer to keep the ball in Smith's hands as the game moves along, and a couple touchdowns for Gavin as the end around to Josh Way, and he's met by number 55.
Ball comes out late.
Kason Woods. I think they're going to mark him down as the ref signals third down after about a loss of 1.
I think Abe Allen wants to throw the red flag on that one as he was walking into the end zone with the ball after the ball came loose.
Third down and 11 or 12 now for Waynesville, and you're almost in that situation, Mike, where Kyle Barkley doesn't want to, but throwing the ball is going to have to be a necessity as this game moves along.
Yeah, typically this offense, they don't have a lot of diversity in the passing game. They might have to mix it up a little bit, bring in some more tight ends and spread it out a little bit. But I'm not sure what their playbook looks like as you get a...
Howard takes the snap on the left sideline, and Griffin Jones, nice pursuit there by the senior outside linebacker, makes a tackle for loss in the backfield. And I mean, Mike, Lebanon's had some solid athletes at outside linebacker in the past, but I say this all the time, I don't know if they've had as fast as an outside linebacker as Griffin Jones has shown to be this year.
Sure is fun to watch. In this, Lebanon's linebackers are not huge, but they're exchanging huge for some speed, as you see, even lining up this way.
Castro will punt the ball away for Lebanon. Roark lets the ball go over his head, and it bounces out of bounds quickly at the 40-yard line, so Lebanon will take over from there. We'll take a quick commercial break and be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
With locations in Bennett Spring, Springfield, Republic, Bolivar, and now Nixa, SnowBiz is the perfect sweet treat to beat the summer heat. SnowBiz offers authentic Hawaiian-style shave ice with 50-plus true-to-life, unbeatable flavors. While most stands are seasonal, they now offer a year-round location at their SnowBiz Plus shop inside 14 Mill Market in Nixa, Missouri, as they proudly serve their classic shave ice treats and Ice Cream Factory's delicious ice cream and so much more. Swing on by to check them out soon. Go Jackets!
Drew takes the pitch. It looks like he picks up about 1 yard as the clock continues to roll down to 4:30 in the half. This half is flying by. Second and about 8 as Smith already has the play dialed in and ready to come in and call. Lebanon's working faster, Alex, than they've worked all year.
Yeah, they're going to want to try to score for halftime. Waynesville will get the ball to start the second half, so Brian Summer wants to see points put up here by his offense. Second down and 8. Smith calls Abe Allen in motion. It looked like the Waynesville defender jumped a little bit off sides.
We'll take that.
Jax cuts it back up the middle and gains about 13 or 14 there for a Farm Bureau first down. So looked like offsides there on Waynesville, Mike, but nonetheless, Lebanon gets a nice block in there from the guys up front, and Jax does Jax things. First down, Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it's just, only a 25-yard gain, Aw shucks. Great job by Jax in the line.
Now we have 3:45 to play in the first half. We'll have the scoreboard clock back on in the second half as Smith turns around and hands it off to Jackson. He goes up the middle for about 5 or 6 there on first down.
Gunners coming back in. So bringing in some beef. As Roark slides off the field.
Lebanon going with 11 personnel out there. Smith takes the handoff, finds a couple of holes in that Waynesville defense and bounces his way forward for a Farm Bureau first down.
Thank you, Scott, for that. And as Gavin, that was a called quarterback. There was no option there. He just was going to tuck it and run behind Gunnar Williams and the other big fellas that came in.
We talk about Gunnar Williams being listed as a tight end on the roster, but Mike, let's be real here. When Gunnar comes in, it's for blocking purposes, and I think Lebanon likes to use him as kind of a sixth offensive lineman, and he does a nice job up front and has really paved a lot of holes for this Lebanon rushing attack so far this season.
He's on this side all the way closest to the camera, and it looks like this is a pass play. They may hit Gunnar this time.
Throws it up to Hoyt Honey on the right.
There's a flag roughing the quarterback, too.
Nice throw there from Smith. He had Honey kind of just threw that ball up in the air. Smith did, and Hoyt did a nice job of just camping under the ball and made a sliding catch there for a first down as the ref signals roughing the passer against Waynesville. So
on call, Alex, bring in Gunnar for blocking, and the dude goes out for a pass and was wide open. Great pattern by Gunnar. Come on, you got to feed the big fella. Come on, Gavin.
That Smith to Honey connection's really been popular these last few weeks as Lebanon will get some extra yards there, and it will be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jackets.
Down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds at the stoppage of play, and we're assuming the decline penalty, right?
Still, with the roughing the passer, you just add 15 yards, or I guess it'd be half the distance.
Half the distance. Yeah, it's a yard and a half, penalty. Finally get that thing off the ground. Let's play some football, boys.
As Lebanon chugs their way up to the offensive line, or to the line of scrimmage, with 2:30 left from the 3 or 4 yard line. Gavin Smith under center.
Been doing some jacks right up the gut.
As it's jacks up the middle and lowers his head and could have walked into the end zone. He had a hole big enough too. So jacks with another riverfront campground and canoe rental touchdown. Lebanon adds to their lead up 27-0 with 2:14 remaining as Rhett Rhodes gets set to kick the extra point. So Jacks with 2 touchdowns in the first half along with Gavin Smith.
They did get some penetration off of this side last time, Alex. Be curious to see if Lebanon can fix that a little bit as they're loading up this close side to us.
Rhodes' extra point is good. 28-0 Lebanon with 2:14 remaining in the first half. We'll see if the Lebanon offense wants to use some of those timeouts they have left, and we'll stick around here and be right back after this. It's been all Lebanon in the first half as they are up 28-0. Rhodes set to kick off with Howard and Johnson back to return deep for the Tigers. That ball is returned by Waynesville, and there's a flag on the return, so he gets to about the 45-yard line, but I think it will be called back for either holding or block at the back on Waynesville.
Yeah, Rudy with a nice tackle there that probably doesn't mean too much as they're going to take the ball back to probably about the 15-yard line with 2:07 left on the clock. Waynesville needs to slow it down and get 3 plays, take a couple minutes off the clock, and go to the house here.
You know, Lebanon will be aggressive and use those 3 timeouts that they have remaining here, and as the ref gets ready to call the penalty. It's like personal foul against the Tigers is the call, so it's a 15-yarder.
15-yarder. So back to the About the 16-yard line?
16, 17-yard line, and Waynesville will start their offensive drive from there.
Waynesville's honoring the young football teams here, and so there's a great crowd here in the home stands. Right in front of us, you can hear we're right on top of them with the window open as Lebanon's defense stands in.
The handoff to Michael Kelsey Jr. on the left side. Kelsey Jr. finds a hole on the left side, and it's a foot race with Honey, and Honey does just enough to force him out of bounds. So Waynesville needed a big play to kind of start the drive, and how about a gain of about 35, 36 yards there to the Lebanon 42-yard line. Nice job there by Hoyt, though, to not give up more yards than needed to be given up.
Yeah, great tackle, just ball control. Make sure you get him taken care of and not sliding away for a touchdown.
So first down now for the Tigers, as he did go out of bounds, Mike, so the clock stops. Might be beneficial there, more beneficial for Lebanon than Waynesville. Howard takes the snap, a handoff to Ossie, and there's Jax coming straight through the line, and Gunnar Williams also with a hard hit, but Jax really shot through that right between the guard and center and made a nice tackle there on Ossie for a loss of about 2.
Great play, Jax. It's almost not fair as quick as he came through there.
I mean, that is a play that you can't teach. That is pure athleticism by Jax there.
I don't know if I didn't see that they had a stunt on. They don't let it against this offense. You don't typically get a lot of stunting. Maybe I'm wrong there, but that's just an athletic play from a kid that knows how to play the game.
Second down and 12. No timeout there from Lebanon, Mike. Kind of surprising, but obviously you don't want to stop the clock and then Waynesville make a big play. As Howard takes the snap and moves to the left, and Griffin Jones contains that edge and meets him at the line of scrimmage for about a gain of 1. Now Will Christian will call timeout as third and about 11 now for Waynesville. Quick timeout break. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
Garner & Smith Insurance in Lebanon wants you to know that they're your local source for all your insurance needs and available in person, by phone, or virtually to answer any health insurance questions. Call today to schedule a free, no-obligation benefit review at 417-532-9491. Now's the right time to evaluate your current coverage and strengthen it. Make sure that you have the plan you need with the benefits you really want. Garner & Smith Insurance across the street from Lebanon High School, supporting the Yellow Jackets and the community since 1976.
Here at Crow Paint and Glass, we have had hometown values and service since 1946. For the highest quality paint, custom framing, glass and screen replacement, wallpaper, and more, come visit us at 390 West Elm Street in Lebanon or give us a call at 417-532-3551. We are a proud sponsor of Lebanon High School athletics. Go Jackets!
Third down and 11 from the Lebanon 42-yard line as Waynesville trying to get on the board before halftime.
We do have a tight end over here, Alex, so it makes it a little different mix-up with some pass stuff.
It's a handoff to Ossie on the left side, and nice job there by Jax Glendinning and Abe Allen combined for the tackle, but one of those plays again, Mike, that you just can't teach. Jax just reads the play all the way and shoots through the line and makes a tackle in the backfield.
And Abe was right there, his partner in crime. As there's 56 seconds left, Coach Christian uses his second timeout, I believe. It'll be fourth and about 12 or 13, call it 12, from the 43-yard line. Lebanon has one timeout left.
Yeah, I mean, if they get the ball back here, if you're Waynesville, I don't know what, probably punt the ball away and try to make Lebanon go the distance of the field in 56 seconds with one timeout, because if you turn this ball over, obviously the short field helps the Yellow Jackets out tremendously.
I mean, wouldn't you say, aside from that long run, to begin this drive, they have less than 20 yards, maybe 15 yards?
Yeah. Be interesting to see what happens. Number 8, Republic, leading Willard 14-6 in the second quarter. Big implications there for the Class 5 District 6 standings as Waynesville
going to punt it here.
Yeah, and looks like they're going to have a little bit of protection up the middle. Castro sends that punt away to Roark. He fields it about the 8. Let's see what Cannon can do on the return. Makes a nice cut.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, nice tackle there from Michael Kelsey Jr. He saved some extra yardage there by Roark. And
yeah, Roark cutting back. It was a whole lot of green back this way.
Cannon would still be running right now if Michael Kelsey Jr. wasn't able to wrap him up by the legs and get a little takedown there, as Lebanon will need to go 85 yards and 45 seconds for some points. But obviously Rhodes with the big leg, Mike, we'll see how aggressive Lebanon's offense is.
And we have one timeout. Is that
one timeout remaining? Probably see some sort of
we've got some screens that we put in, but we haven't seen much of them.
No.
But this would be a time to do it, as they're just going straight.
Smith to Roark on the right sideline, and Cannon dropped that pass out of bounds. And nice throw there by Gavin, but just a little too far. And second down and 10 now for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it wasn't.
So now 39 seconds remaining in the first half. 6 seconds run off the clock there.
I mean, what you don't want to do is get so aggressive. You throw a pick 6 or something,
sure,
and they'll get the ball back, at second half, and a little switch of momentum. But
I think we'll probably see maybe some sort of toss here, get out of bounds. Lebanon gets some sort of yardage, but we'll see what the offense dials up as Smith fakes the toss to
screen
Allen, and now the screen to Jackson.
Get out of bounds, Jax.
Nice blocking there by Thomas Howe, and Jax did pick up the first. I think they might have called roughing the passer again, Mike. In the backfield, there's a flag, and I think
free timeout there, Alex, with 28 seconds left.
Gain of about 16 on the screen pass, and I think the Waynesville defender hit Gavin late.
So that'll put it up.
I think that's the call. Well,
46-yard line, potentially with 15 yards tacked on top. I was watching Jax. I didn't see what was going on back there, but
it's when you're missing Garrett Brown tonight with the eyes like a hawk, who can usually point out that yellow laundry, and it is roughing the passer against the Tigers. So extra 15 yards there. Lebanon will have 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line.
Get up there, guys. They will start the clock, and you got to get going, get ready to go.
Kyle Barkley now at the numbers and wants to talk it over with the ref and see what the call was. But, there's really no debating
Might get a timeout by Waynesville here.
He might be asking if the clock's going to run on the ref signal or if the penalty stops it. But there is 28 seconds remaining. Lebanon has one timeout left, up 28-0. And now they start the play clock, but not the game. Or now the game clock gets rolling. So clock's rolling. Smith, play action, drops back to pass and finds Hoyt on the left sideline. Hoyt gets some extra yards there as the Waynesville defenders are playing just a little bit off. Hoyt gains about an extra 3 or 4 yards there, steps out of bounds with 17 seconds remaining, picks up a Farm Bureau first down.
I didn't see how Rhodes was kicking in warm-ups, Alex, but, I'd say we need, to get to the 20?
Yeah, about 15 or 20 more yards would at least give Will Christian enough confidence to call a field goal. Is now another little 6-yard out route there by Honey.
And get up.
The flag there, late hit on Hoyt, and Waynesville just shooting themselves in the foot with all these 15-yard penalties, as that will be a late hit out of bounds and a Farm Bureau first down for the Yellow Jackets with 11 seconds remaining and still a timeout left. Might see a shot to the end zone, Mike, and then try to bring out Rhodes for a field goal attempt.
Looks like it should be about the 19 if my Iowa basic skills are good.
The 19. Nice job, Mike. Moving us into the red zone.
Yes.
And
I'd say you might have time for – they've been grinding and getting 10 yards a pop.
My favorite part is the Lebanon offense always stands back at the original line of scrimmage would have been, and not
20-yard sprint.
They have to do the 20-yard sprint. 11 seconds on the clock. Gavin Smith under center for the Yellow Jackets. Still one timeout left. Smith throws it to Honey on the left side. Hoyt not able to get out of bounds, and they'll start the clock, and Will Christian will call his last timeout after about a gain of 2 there by Honey. It looked like Honey was pushed out of bounds, but the ref signaled to start
There
the
is
clock. And nice awareness there.
Zeros on the clock, but I'd say they got to put another tick or two up there for Rhett Rhodes to come up, and let's give the young men a shot. I was surprised Honey didn't try to get out of bounds there, Alex.
I think he tried. Just nice job there by the Waynesville defense to keep him in bounds, and Lebanon, but nice awareness there by Coach C to call that final timeout at about Lebanon will be at the 19-yard line. We'll have our game clock back on for the second half. Had a little bit of an error and some
technology on the road. First game.
Second. So some technical difficulties, and we'll get the clock back up and rolling for the second half. But there is 2 seconds left on the clock, and Lebanon will send Rhett Rhodes out to attempt the field goal.
So a 36-yard field goal, looks like.
I think Rhodes has the leg for this, Mike. It'll be some nice confidence for the sophomore as he gets ready to send the kick away. Snap from Crabtree, hold by Bowling, and Rhodes' kick is up and straight down the middle. So Rhett Rhodes from 36 yards out sends Lebanon to the locker room on a high note, and a 31-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets, and more second half football from Pulaski County. Right after this, you're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
our future cheerleading families, thank you for allowing your son or daughter to be a part of the future cheerleading clinic. We hope everyone had a good time and learned some new material. So that everyone may enjoy the performance, we ask that you please remain in the stands during and throughout the future cheerleading performance. Please be kind and do not stand at the railing and block the view of others. As soon as the performance is over, the bunny groups, that's right, as soon as the performance is over, the bunny groups will need a few moments to reposition themselves
At Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, we are committed to our neighbors. Your local dollars are invested in our local communities. With local lenders and local decisions, because at Heritage Bank, we are neighbors serving neighbors.
Hey, let me tell you the secret successful businesses already know. It's all about branding. Get recognized and get results. Results advertising, logos everything you can logo, like apparel, hats, mugs, signs, and banners. Branding your business is what results advertising does. Getting your name out there and on anything branding your business. The secret is results advertising in Lebanon at resultsadv.com and 417-533-7741.
Losing a loved one is painful, but at Shadle's Colonial Chapel, we make the hard times a little easier to bear. With affordable funeral and cremation services, we offer 2 spacious chapels, a full-service banquet area for families to gather, plus the latest technology for honoring your loved one. Our website has everything you need, from pre-arrangements to flowers, even a place to reminisce. Let us help you remember your loved one. Shadle's Colonial Funeral Chapel, the area's most often selected funeral service.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Jonesy's Travel Center is located at 2031 West Elm Street in Lebanon. Be sure to be on the lookout for the upcoming Jacket ID promotion that allows student drivers and Lebanon R3 school faculty members to receive a handful of discounts. Jonesy's wishes the Yellow Jackets good luck this year.
Hey, my name is Roger. I'm the middle school pastor over here at FBC Lebanon. Are you looking for an environment for your middle schooler or high schooler that is both engaging and fun? At Team FBC students, we offer an experience for 6th through 12th grade that is sure to be the highlight of their week. With 2 separate environments for both middle school and high school, students are able to receive a Jesus-centered message that is specifically catered to where they are at in life. So again, we are Team FBC. We're located at 311 North Madison in Lebanon. We're the church with the castle. Our services begin every single Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. and include music from our student-led band, fun games and activities, and a gospel message. We can't wait to see you this week at Wednesday night at Team FBC Students.
Pillar Insurance is your locally owned, independent insurance agency, providing business, personal, and farm insurance to the Lebanon community. Call Jason Russell or Gary McClure at 417-532-6050 for your insurance needs. Pillar wishes Lebanon football good luck this season.
This is Steve with Night Auction Service. When things change in life, you have a choice: adapt or get passed by. For Night Auction, that change was going to online auctions. Bid from the convenience of your chair. Marketing is no longer to a couple of counties. It's now nationwide. Crowds are up threefold, equaling better results. Whether buying or selling, check out nightauctionservice.com.
Whether you need a routine maintenance check or an emergency repair on a heating or cooling unit, we are available to handle all of your heating, cooling, and ventilation needs. We continually strive to exceed expectations by ensuring that each client receives the very best service. Call today at 417-532-6050 6239, and go Jackets.
With locations in Bennett Spring, Springfield, Republic, Bolivar, and now Nixa, SnowBiz is the perfect sweet treat to beat the summer heat. SnowBiz offers authentic Hawaiian-style shave ice with 50-plus true-to-life, unbeatable flavors. While most stands are seasonal, they now offer a year-round location at their SnowBiz Plus shop inside 14 Mill Market in Nixa, Missouri, as they proudly serve their classic shave ice treats and Ice Cream Factory's delicious ice cream and so much more. Swing on by to check them out soon. Go Jackets! Here at Crow Paint and Glass, we have had hometown values and service since 1946. For the highest quality paint, custom framing, glass and screen replacement, wallpaper and more, come visit us at 390 West Elm Street in Lebanon or give us a call at 417-532-3551. We are a proud sponsor of Lebanon High School athletics. Go Jackets!
Garner and Smith Insurance in Lebanon wants you to know that they're your local source for all your insurance needs and available in person, by phone, or virtually to answer any health insurance questions. Call today to schedule a free, no-obligation benefit review at 417-532-9491. Now's the right time to evaluate your current coverage and strengthen it. Make sure that you have the plan you need with the benefits you really want. Garner and Smith Insurance across the street from Lebanon High School, supporting the Yellow Jackets and the community since 1976.
Back here for the start of the second half as Lebanon, with a dominant first half, up 31-0 over the Waynesville Tigers as Rhett Rhodes gets set to kick off and about to be underway here at Tiger Stadium. Rhodes sends his kickoff deep and returnable for the Tigers. Leland Wright with the return for Waynesville and made a shifty move, but the refs are going to call him down by contact there at about the 32-31 yard line, and Waynesville will need to get things going quickly on offense, don't you think, Mike?
Yeah, they have had some time to maybe make some game plan adjustments, and Lebanon not going to be surprised what we're going to do on defense. We're going to try to control the line of scrimmage. Waynesville may need to diversify things a little bit, try to get the ball outside a little bit more, maybe even get it in the air a little bit, Alex.
First down and 10 for the Tigers at the 29-yard line. Snap to Howard and the handoff to Michael Kelsey Jr. goes up the middle and brought down by Jax Glendinning, and I believe Gunnar Williams also made the tackle at the ankles for about a 2-yard gain. So second down and 8 upcoming for Waynesville. Nice end of the first half for Lebanon as Rhett Rhodes drilled a 36-yard field goal as time expired to go up 31-0. Now second down and 8. Another handoff to Kelsey, goes up the middle for about 5 or 6 there. Brings up third down and 2 for Waynesville.
Man, I love seeing Drew Bowling coming from his safety position to engage himself in the tackle there. Come hard and contributed to the tackle. Great job, Drew, from your safety position.
Got the clock back up and running for the second half. 10:40 remaining. Also had a little bit of a blunder there as me and Austin's face appeared on the stream, so sorry to scare anybody for that. Taoasi gets the handoff up the middle for a first down for Waynesville. So Waynesville coming out, Mike, and not making really any big adjustments, but so far moving the ball with a little bit of effectiveness.
A little bit of a counter there, and I would say that's the largest hole they've had all game. Coming back counter to the right side. Great job by their line there.
Number 66, Jake Redmond, checking in for Lebanon along the defensive line.
Love seeing the young sophomore. I want to see Jake get mean is what I want to see, Alex.
Howard keeps the ball, and Gunnar Williams, talk about someone who plays mean, is there to make a tackle in the backfield for a loss of 1, second down and 11. Mike, we talked on our pregame show, Lebanon's won the last 10 meetings against the Tigers and en route to do so tonight. Last time Waynesville beat Lebanon was back in 2013 in the district playoffs. Before that, you would have to go back to 2009, so the Jackets have really gotten the better of Waynesville in the last decade and counting.
And, the dynamics change a little as they bumped up to Class 6, and we don't see them in district again this year. Typically, we see them almost guaranteed every other year we'll see them twice.
Another nice play there by Williams in the backfield. Stopped Tyquez Jones with the carry for Waynesville, and Williams crushed through that Waynesville offensive line and made a nice play in the backfield, set up a third down and about 12.
I mean, it's just hard, Alex, when you're losing yards on first or second down to put a team that doesn't pass the ball in a situation where it's third and 12 or 13 and the option are minimal with this offense. And, not that much difference from Lebanon's offense, but, we've not even seen a pass option. All they could do is maybe a screen out of this. Maybe try to get
Jones
it offsides.
In motion, and it's a handoff to Aussie. And Avery Starnes and Jake Redmond combined for the tackle for loss for the Yellow Jackets. So you wanted to see Jake get mean. Nice play there by the sophomore defensive lineman to make a nice tackle for loss there.
Okay, Jake, I see you.
Lebanon will send Cannon Roark back deep to return the punt as fourth down now for the Tigers. Clock still ticking, down 31-0. If Lebanon scores again, the turbo clock will come into effect. So
a new rule within the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But it's not just a fourth quarter thing; it's a second half thing.
The punt
looked like it was blocked.
Might have been tipped a little bit, but nonetheless shanked out of bounds by the Tigers. And see where the refs will spot this one.
It's like they're on. Oh, they are going down here on the 39-yard line. I think there was some disagreement between where the two guys wanted to spot it. Lebanon will take over with 7:51 left in the quarter. Lebanon offense comes out, ready to roll. They are really moving fast and working quick. 39-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. As Smith settles under center.
Hand off to Jax up the middle, and Jax finds a burst to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, and Jax Glendinning will go into the end zone untouched as he scampers in for a 61-yard rushing touchdown. Another long touchdown run for Jax Glendinning, and Lebanon will extend their lead to 37-0 with 7:34 left. Nice block in there by the guys up front.
Jeez. And then that second gear, he gets outside, and it's like shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be able to tell that he's played both sides of the ball all game long and still has a lot of energy to use. And Jax did tell me on the pregame show, Mike, that he likes playing offense better than defense, but the long runs take it out of him and gas him, so he prefers to make a bigger play on the defensive side. As Rhodes' extra point is through the uprights and good. So 38-0 now for the Yellow Jackets. 7:34 remaining in the third quarter. We will take a quick commercial break and be right back after this.
Do you like comic books, toys, video games, and collectibles? Massey's Comics has what you need. The locally owned comic shop has a wide variety of new and vintage collectibles, with new books coming out every Wednesday. Massey's Comics is located at 727 South Jefferson Avenue in the Keene Cash Savers Shopping Center. For more information, check them out on Facebook and Instagram at Massey's Comics.
Jerry Jones of the Cowboys?
I don't know. Jerry Jones checking in the chat on our YouTube channel.
Come on, Jerry.
Says, got the clock working. Yeah, I had a little bit of a clock malfunction, camera malfunction in the second quarter there. And wasn't able to get it fixed until halftime, but glad to be bringing you guys Jacket football here from Pulaski County Week 5 as Lebanon leads Waynesville 38-0 with 7:34 left in the third quarter. Take this quick time as Reds get set to kick off to thank our primary sponsors, Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Shadles Colonial Chapel, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, Jonesy's Travel Center, Missouri Cooperage, and Results Advertising. As that return gets brought out to about the 31-yard line. And the turbo clock will be in effect now. And we'll see a little bit of a quick second half here as Lebanon leads 38-0.
Opportunity for Lebanon to practice. Just some discipline here. Things might get a little chippy. Guys talking a little bit, and opportunity for Lebanon to stay focused and keep the eye on the prize of, 7:26 left in this quarter, and it'll move fast. Get some. Probably get one more score here and get some subs in.
Number 25, J.C. Wells, the senior, checked in for Hoyt Honey at the safety position, so don't know if that's an injury concern for the Yellow Jackets or just a rest for Hoyt as Taoasi moves forward for about 3 yards there, and Jax meets him for a tackle.
Can we just give Christian some love? Number 22, Lebanon. Yeah. Alex comes in and, trying to just protect their quarterback, Gavin Smith, and they bring the sophomore in, and he's just taking care of business there.
Yeah, Sturby has done a phenomenal job this season in cleanup time, and also got the start the last few weeks at the outside linebacker spot, and has played a great outside linebacker for Lebanon, as now Michael Kelsey gets the handoff and moves up the middle, and Jax makes another tackle along with Drew Bowling after about a 6-yard gain there. Dusty Lucas says he's checking in from New Mexico this week, so former Yellow Jacket center tuning in for some Lebanon football there.
New Mexico, Dusty. I like it.
Now Waynesville coming up to the line here on a third down and call it 3 from the 39-yard line.
Big play here, Alex.
Yeah. The snap to Howard, handoff to Aussie up the middle, and I think he might have just gotten enough there for a first down. I like the way Aussie runs, Mike. Runs hard, shoulder pad level down, and really gains the extra yards that he needs.
Who's 28 for us?
Starnes.
Starnes has got the ball. He has the ball at the end of the play with the ball above his head saying, I got the ball, guys, and to no avail.
Clock continues to run. 5.5 minutes remaining here at Tiger Stadium. Direct snap to Aussie, fakes the handoff, and comes up the middle, and pursuit there from the Lebanon defense leads to about a gain of 1.
I don't even know if you could call the quarterback. What are you calling them, Alex?
Just a direct snap to the halfback.
The Wildcat.
Yeah.
It's like they'll line 3 guys up there and snap it to.
Coming into this game, Aussie led the Tigers in rushing yards with 429 and 4 touchdowns. Michael Kelsey Jr., 77 carries, 7 touchdowns. So a nice little dynamic duo that Waynesville has in the backfield. Just hasn't been able to do much today, as Drew Bowling saved a touchdown there, tripping up Kelsey down the field as Waynesville enters Lebanon territory.
Is that the first time? I guess that one long play they did, he was in our territory. And the end of the half.
It's funny how much wrestling tactics these guys use out on the football field. Drew kind of went for the double leg takedown there and held on to the ankles and didn't let go of Kelsey. First down and 10 for Waynesville now, as Howard gets the snap and hands it off to Aussie moves down the right side and tackled there by number 55, Kason Woods.
Getting a little late action excitement going on there. You need to get the cooler heads prevail here for Lebanon to get out of this, as 3:53 as the clock continues to burn down. But I'm proud of the Waynesville offense, Alex. They've made some adjustments and are moving the ball better than they did in the first half.
Jerry Jones confirming that he's checking in from Leclerc County and not Dallas. So.
If it was Dallas Irving, Jerry, we need an indoor practice facility for these football guys.
Kelsey gets the handoff, and he's got room on the left sideline, and he will go to the end zone. 15-10-5. Michael Kelsey into the end zone. So Waynesville responds with a scoring drive in the third quarter from 39 yards out. It's Michael Kelsey, the senior running back, who finds his way, or the junior running back who finds his way into the end zone. And Waynesville gets on the board with 3:25 left in the third quarter.
Is it officially, Alex, is it an unturbo clock now?
Yeah, it's got to be 35 points or more.
So we unturbo clock it, which slows it down.
Waynesville will line up to go for 2.
I don't know if the unturbo clock is the official technical term, but if they unturbo clocked it, as Lebanon's going to stop on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, nice pursuit there by Glendenning. Drew Bowling, Griffin Jones, and Avery Starnes combined for the tackle there. Aussie wasn't able to get into the end zone, so it's 38-6, and we'll talk more about unturbo clocking when we
and re-turbo clocking
as we come back right after this commercial break.
Losing a loved one is painful, but at Shadle's Colonial Chapel, we make the hard times a little easier to bear. With affordable funeral and cremation services, we offer 2 spacious chapels, a full-service banquet area for families to gather, plus the latest technology for honoring your loved one. Our website has everything you need, from pre-arrangements to flowers, even a place to reminisce. Let us help you remember your loved one. Shadle's Colonial Funeral Chapel, the area's most often selected funeral service.
Jonesy's Travel Center is located at 2031 West Elm Street in Lebanon. Be sure to be on the lookout for the upcoming Jacket ID promotion that allows student drivers and Lebanon R3 school faculty members to receive a handful of discounts. Jonesy's wishes the Yellow Jackets good luck this year.
Back here at Tiger Stadium, as nice job there by the Tigers offense, Mike, to not give up, and Michael Kelsey Jr. finds pay dirt and gets into the end zone.
And also, Alex, you can see the odd kickoff return formation, which means the hands team's in. Lebanon's expecting something to be on the ground, but I wouldn't be surprised if they pooch it.
It is a pooch.
And they're going to have to do some work to get to it. Oh my, and Lebanon is going to get it, looks like.
No, ref signals Waynesville football, so they found a gap there at about the 30-yard line, took a nice little bounce, and I don't think Drew was able to recover it. And that is number 84, Carmelo Jackson, on the recovery for Waynesville. So now another short field for the Tigers offense. But Mike, Lebanon, on a more serious note, Lebanon football playing with some heavy hearts tonight, as Lebanon football player J.J. Hudson was in a serious car accident over the weekend. The 6-foot sophomore, and he is recovering in the hospital as we speak. But if you've been paying attention to the ticker down below, if you would like to help the Hudson family for hospital expenses, travel, food, or while his mom Mindy's business is on pause, you can Venmo Mindy Hudson. That's Hudson spelled Hutson, at Wildflower Baking, flower spelled Flour. Or you can PayPal Mindy Hudson at gmail.com. The family is appreciative of all the support that the community has shown over the last almost week now. And JJ, the son of Mindy and Travis Hudson, a great kid that could use a lot of thoughts and prayers, along with his parents and his brother Brandon Hudson, a former Lebanon standout last year, and his sister Vivian Hudson as well.
You know, Lebanon, you guys always show up big time in moments like this, and I ask you to consider how you might support the family here. in their time of need is, we're talking about this and there's a game on the field, and in the scope of things, Alex, the football game is not as big of a deal as taking care of a family that's calls Lebanon home.
Yeah, and obviously Lebanon playing with heavy hearts now, but they're also playing for their brother who wishes that he could be out there on the gridiron this week with his team. And the update that we got from Zach Miller before the game started that he was awake and that surgery went well. The doctor seemed pleased with the stabilization of his neck after surgery yesterday and said JJ was in great spirits and checking out the stream as well. So JJ, hope you are making a speedy recovery. And again, folks, if you want to help out with expenses, travel, or food, you can Venmo Mindy Hudson at Wildflower Baking or PayPal mindyhudson@gmail.com. All donations are appreciated, and I know Lebanon will step up in a big-time moment like this. Those usernames are on the bottom of our stream on that ongoing ticker. So best wishes for JJ and his family on the road to recovery.
And Alex, on the field, Waynesville's got fourth and about 8. As Lebanon is kind of bowed up a little bit and stopped them.
Yeah, I'm sure that the sideline is fired up and ready to try to get a 4th down stop here as Lebanon up 38-6 with just about under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter.
They do have as that guy lines up, that's got to be a penalty. They had trips that they've not done, and the triplets lined up off sides. Do you get 15 yards if all 3 of them line up off sides?
They'll just back it up 5 as 4th down and 13 now for Waynesville.
And then we did miss, the pass play while we were talking about JJ. They came out with a pass play, and Lebanon broke it up well. So that's the first pass of the game. As they do come out, little trips right, solo guy over there by himself. Maybe look for a tunnel or a bubble or something over the top here.
Howard rolls to his right and throws and finds a receiver down the field and met immediately there by Hoyt Honey and Griffin Jones. I believe that was number 19, Rashad Joshua, on the reception. Not long enough for a first down, though, so Lebanon will take back over with 46 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. On the road again next week, Mike, as the Yellow Jackets travel to Springfield Glendale to take on the Falcons.
I'm curious what that looks like as Glendale quarterback
Kylan Mabins
comes back from taking the first few games off through just some transfer concerns in Springfield public school system and eligibility issues. But as Lebanon does the counter over to Drew and looks like he tripped up a little and didn't have the ball, but you can't expect the kid. I think he's pretty sure he's been practicing, but he's competing tonight, but next week it'll be a full week of practice with their QB1 back.
Yeah, not helping much tonight. Glendale down 35-14 to the Bolivar Liberators in the 3rd quarter. Camdenton up 31-0 over West Plains, Mike. So nice performance so far by the Lakers. Kickapoo defeated Parkview last night 42-6, and no score yet from Hillcrest at Rolla.
That was a homecoming. I had dinner in Springfield with some friends, a high school friend that lives up there, and they said, we're going to Kickapoo to the homecoming game. And I guess they do the homecoming game on Thursday and then the dance on Friday night. So
first down there by Jax gives a Farm Bureau first down for the Yellow Jackets as the time runs out of the 3rd quarter. Lebanon up 38-6, and we'll take a quick break and be right back after this.
Pillar Insurance is your locally owned, independent insurance agency, providing business, personal, and farm insurance to the Lebanon community. Call Jason Russell or Gary McClure at 417-532-6050 for your insurance needs. Pillar wishes Lebanon football good luck this season.
This is Steve with Night Auction Service. When things change in life, you have a choice: adapt or get passed by. For Night Auction, that change was going to online auctions. Bid from the convenience of your chair. Marketing is no longer to a couple of counties. It's now nationwide. Crowds are up threefold, equaling better results. Whether buying or selling, check out nightauctionservice.com.
Fourth quarter underway as Jax gets the handoff and moves forward for about 8 yards there. So Lebanon starters still in this game in the fourth quarter, up 32 points. Colby Lathrop checking in, 355 in the chat, asking if Week 8 is home against Camden, and that is correct. Lebanon will be on the road next week to Glendale and then be back for West Plains the following week, and then Camden Week 8 before wrapping up the season at Rolla. Jax with about a gain of 22 yards there and moves forward for a Farm Bureau first down. So Lebanon coming out fast to start the fourth quarter, Mike.
They are, the way the lines contributed there, I think that was probably one of the bigger holes that Jax has experienced all day, and that's the 2 plays in a row that the lines just continue to done just a phenomenal job of opening up as, Waynesville's trying to bring some pressure with the linebackers, but what happens there is
Smith finds a corner on the left side and breaks a few tackles, still going on his feet. Brought down finally about the 13-yard line.
When you bring those linebackers like that, it opens up those creases. If they can't stop us at the first level, they get to the second or third level there. And, Lebanon just picks up again another 20-yard, just chunking this to 20, looks like 26 yards, as the clock is going to continue to run here at 10:55.
So 13 yards to go for a score as Smith with 2 wide receivers split out wide. Cannon Roark and Hoyt Honey. Now Smith drops back. It's a fade route to Honey, and he
that might be offensive, Alex.
Tried to make a catch there and might have pushed off a little bit. Off the hands of Honey, falls incomplete.
Honey's got a pretty significant size advantage. A little bit of I guess they're calling offensive bullying in the end zone over there.
Offensive pass interference to call against Lebanon, so and back them up some yards and remain first down.
As Waynesville brings the nickel corner guys back in and bring the big guys off.
First down and 25, or first down and 20, my bad, for the Yellow Jackets from the 27-yard line.
Waynesville's doing a little bit of 4-4 now. And again, those linebackers are coming hard.
Smith keeps the ball. Everyone fell for that handoff to Jax. Smith had it the whole time and moved forward there for about an 11, 12-yard gain.
Just a great read, pull there by Gavin. And there's a late flag, probably some chatter. I would say there was not too many Lebanon guys there, so it's going to be on Waynesville, which will be half the distance to the goal. So put him in about the 6-yard line. Not a good move there by the Waynesville defense. Is 38-6 on the scoreboard with 10:23 left. Coach Christian kind of telling the refs what they want to do, and of course you're going to take the 6 yards here, and that is not an automatic first down like it used to be back in the day for those old football players that are saying it's automatic first down. Not so fast, my friend.
Lebanon JV team defeated Bolivar on Monday 41-16, while the freshmen fell to the Liberators at home 38-16. Second down for the Yellow Jacket. Smith kind of looked like he wanted to pass, but he keeps himself into the end zone, and that's just pure athleticism there from the senior captain and quarterback.
There's 3 more flags flying in there.
Gavin.
The touchdown will be good as Gavin. Go ahead, Alex.
Gavin just pointed up here at the camera.
Showed us some love. Have a day, son. Have a day.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Tigers. The touchdown is good. Probably take that penalty on the kickoff.
So, Alex, with 10:13 left, can we officially say that we're re-engaged the turbo clock after the kickoff?
You can say that, and then I can also say the dagger might have been delivered by the Lebanon Yellow Jackets, and they'll more than likely move on to a 5-0 start, up 44-0 or up 44-6 here at Tiger Stadium.
Rhett Rhodes back out for the extra point. He's had a big day too with a.
And Mike, I mean, moving forward, Lebanon might need another field goal from Rhodes, and it's nice to see that the distance is there from the sophomore kicker, and it kind of gives the Lebanon coaching staff at least a little bit of a target line moving forward. I know, the win situation is different every week, but just in case they'll have that in their back pocket.
We're up on the hill here, and we've got the concession stand behind us, and the smoke from the concession stand is blowing. So it's blowing westward straight into the face of the Lebanon fans. So it's a crosswind, and this field sits in a place kind of up top of the hill overlooking the old field that many of the Lebanon alumni played on. And the breeze can get a little bit crosswind here, and that's exactly what's going on here tonight. Is we're back out for another kickoff with 10:13 to go, and the turbo clock will be re-engaged at 6:44.
Forgot to mention there that that touchdown was brought to you by Riverfront Campground and Canoe Rentals. So big thanks to Jason and Amanda Glendinning with Riverfront Campground and Canoe Rental to sponsor the 2023 Lebanon High School football team on their touchdowns. Now the penalty will be enforced 15 yards after the late hit there on the touchdown run by Smith.
I like it. Alex supporting our sponsors. I did my first kayak trip, Riverfront, a couple weeks back, and that was a pleasurable experience. And then, of course, go to Jonesy's and shout out to the tenderloin, the fried tenderloin maker there as the Iowa roots kicks in, and I had a fried tenderloin sandwich this week. It was absolutely delicious as Lebanon's kicking off from the odd 45-yard line.
Should be an easy touchback for Rhodes if he wants to kick it at full strength, and that ball out of the back of the end zone for Rhodes. So another touchback for Rhett, and Lebanon defense will start from the 20-yard line.
So did they start the turbo clock when the play starts?
Yeah, after the first play is initiated, they'll keep the clock running. Has 10:13 left in the contest here. Next week, Mike, kind of a stat keeper's nightmare as the Falcons go no huddle. They're going to pass every play or the quarterback draw, but they move fast, and Lebanon will need to be well conditioned this week moving forward as they face the no huddle offense with the Falcons.
Coach Christian and friends on the Lebanon staff always dial in some interesting defensive schemes there as kind of a little bit of a quarterback fake counter keeper here.
Howard tries to get to the outside, and Griffin denies him of that edge after only about a gain of 3 there.
We do have some subs in for the Lebanon defense as the clock is re-engaged in the sub 10-minute mark. And this will go pretty quickly here, Alex.
Looks like Jax comes out and replaced by sophomore Eric Nichols. And we mentioned J.C. Wells in the game as well for Lebanon. Sam Henson, a part of that Lebanon defensive line now. And I think that's all the subs that I see out there for the Yellow Jackets.
Quarterback gives again down the middle.
Nice hit there by Aussie tried to go up in the air and met immediately by Gunner. Josiah Meaber also into the game for LHS.
Probably frustrating for a pretty athletic running back, Alex, there for Aussie. He runs hard, and just they couldn't get it done tonight. As the play clock is down to about 17 seconds, as Waynesville's trying to make some subs, but they'll get the play off.
Kelsey Jr. will keep it himself up the middle, but nice play there by Starnes. We've called his name a few times tonight, Mike, and
yeah, he's done a great job.
Avery's done a good job at that middle linebacker spot.
Big play here, 4th down and 3 to, see if they're going to continue the drive, or we can get to see probably Shoemaker maybe, or, they're working on with Weston McKinney getting hurt.
Nick Allen.
Nick Allen a little bit there, but I'd say we probably see some Brody time with 8 minutes left if we can get a stop here.
Howard tries the right corner and denied that first down marker, and Lebanon will bring their offense back onto the field. And I see most of the starting offensive linemen and most of the starting offense coming back onto the field. Jax, Abe, and Drew, along with Cannon Roark. I'm not sure who's in the huddle at quarterback. It looks like Smith.
I see a number 2 in the middle of the huddle.
Time will stop now.
Lebanon's going to call a timeout, so now we may see some subs coming in.
Yeah, I see Brody checking in for Gavin, so Smith's night's done. Jax will take off his helmet, and Abe Allen will do the same as well. So another dominant performance, Mike, by this Lebanon starting offense.
I love getting these young guys in, and as I just called it, it's Brody time. Bring Brody in to get some reps, and again with McKinney getting hurt, it does cause some shuffling. Obviously he's the punter, and then he's been playing a lot of defense. So Sturby Christian stepped up a little bit there, getting some time, and Brody, the sophomore, has looked excellent in his limited time on Friday nights, and then he'll obviously take snaps on Monday nights at the JV game too with Weston out.
Lebanon stops the clock with 8:13 remaining left in the game. Up 44-6 as Brody Shoemaker and the Yellow Jacket offense, I believe, Braden Christian at slot back, Carson Hill at the B-back, and not sure who's lined up at the other slot back position for Lebanon yet.
They did move Braden Christian over from
Savalos.
Little Rudy time.
Handoff to Hill up the middle, goes for about a gain of 4.
They did move Braden over to slot this week. He got some reps in practice over there, and he's been playing, the fullback position. They've moved him over to slot just to, mix some other guys in. And the clock is churning and burning at 7:45.
What I love about Sturby, Mike, is he's listed at 5'7", 150, but he runs like he's, 6 foot 180. And he gets the toss there on the left sideline, and a flag. It might have been a late hit out of bounds there on Sturby.
The penalty's in the field a little bit. It might be I was going to say hold her face mask, but so that'll make it a unique situation. They walk off about 6 more yards, which just continues to burn the time as the clock does not stop as a penalty is administrated. So face mask on Waynesville. They have really racked up some penalties, Alex.
Sam Henson into the game, offensive lineman for Lebanon, the senior, along with Wyatt Shoemate. Cameron Rose and J.C. Wells lined up at receiver is now tossed to Zavalos on the right side and tries to make a man miss and is brought down at about the 8-yard line after the 1st and goal.
Bringing in some other linemen and trying to get some younger guys in, Alex, as we're, bring 4 or 5 subs in this time. Looks like a tight end in too.
Lebanon coming in this week ranked number 5 in Class 5. We'll see, Mike, if they move up the rankings after this win or not, but nonetheless, it'll be interesting to see how those rankings shake out for the rest of the year. And number 4, Jeff City Elias gave number 1 Cardinal Ritter a good game in St. Louis last week, losing by 1 point. Elias scored with no time remaining on the clock and was down by 1 and went for 2 instead of kicking the extra point and didn't get it. So that's who Lebanon could potentially face Elias Catholic in the Class 5 state quarterfinals if both teams get to that point. Third down and goal now from the 3-yard line. Shoemaker, quarterback sneak up the middle, and don't know if he extended that ball out far enough.
Doesn't look like. He's got about 1.5 yards to go. So it'll be 4th and goal from, looks like about the 1.5 or 2. You know, you've got a offense that's grinding and a kicker that would love to get in there, but it looks like we're going to continue to let the big fellas try to move the line back and score. You know, Lebanon a lot of times they like the sweep, the pitch on this play. Also pretty good, the quarterback sneak, and then of course the old option, just giving it to Rudy up the middle.
4th down, and turns around and gives it to Carson Hill, who crosses the goal line for a Lebanon touchdown. So Carson Hill lined up at fullback there, gets into the end zone for a Riverfront Campground and Canoe touchdown, and Lebanon extends their lead to 50-6 up here, and they will line up to kick the extra point.
Now, this is an interesting time, Alex, as they try to get some subs in on special teams. They usually just say, hey, get first team, go out and do your thing. But Rhett has had a busy night. Get one more chance to kick off here as the clock's going to run and obviously stop with the touchdown. 51-6 with 4:32 left.
We'll take our last commercial break of the night before we head to our postgame show. You're watching Jacket Nation Sports on YouTube.
With locations in Bennett Spring, Springfield, Republic, Bolivar, and now Nixa, SnowBiz is the perfect sweet treat to beat the summer heat. SnowBiz offers authentic Hawaiian-style shave ice with 50-plus true-to-life, unbeatable flavors. While most stands are seasonal, they now offer a year-round location at their SnowBiz Plus shop inside 14 Mill Market in Nixa, Missouri, as they proudly serve their classic shave ice treats and Ice Cream Factory's delicious ice cream and so much more. Swing on by to check them out soon. Go Jackets!
Garner and Smith Insurance in Lebanon wants you to know that they're your local source for all your insurance needs and available in person, by phone, or virtually to answer any health insurance questions. Call today to schedule a free, no-obligation benefit review at 417-532-9491. Now's the right time to evaluate your current coverage and strengthen it. Make sure that you have the plan you need with the benefits you really want. Garner and Smith Insurance, across the street from Lebanon High School, supporting the Yellow Jackets and the community since 1976.
Fidel Castro coming onto the field late there on the kickoff coverage team as Red Road's set to kick off up 51-6. Little pooch kick to Leland Wright, who takes it and tries to scoot up the field, but it's brought down by Bodie O'Neill. So nice kickoff coverage there by Bodie, and the clock will run here with about to approach the under 4-minute mark. Still a pretty decent crowd on hand tonight for Lebanon, Mike, as the Yellow Jackets are en route to another 5-0 start this year.
Yeah, they've played well today. You know, I love it, the mentality of the 1-0 and just getting better every game. You know, next week's not going to be fun to dig into some tape on this, Alex, after we see the quarterback, their first-string quarterback for Glendale back, as they've got some subs in the backfield, and it does not look like it's gone well there. It looks like lost 4 yards.
Nice tackle by Cameron Rose after the Lucas Stone took the initial snap.
Alex, you got the Nick Chubb jersey down right in front of us. If you NFL fans had a pretty wild injury this week, second injury of that put Nick Chubb in probably a pretty serious surgery and a major recovery time for him too.
Snap to the running back, and nice tackle there by, couldn't tell if that was O'Neill or Christian. I think that was Braden Christian that soared through the the offensive line and made a play in the backfield. As now number 32, Raymond Weaver, will check in for Lebanon and replace Eli Jackson.
2:45 on the clock, and it continues to run as Lebanon coaches are enjoying the early trip down to the sidelines.
3rd down and 15. Lebanon will move to 5-0. Waynesville will drop to 1-4. As so far, Mike, through the first half of the season, not much to complain about if you're a fan of the All Jackets. As Sam Henson makes the tackle there for Lebanon, along with Evan Ogle.
Yeah, I like seeing those sophomores.
Or Cameron Rose, sorry.
Sophomores getting some play here as, getting some reps on Friday night as they will play at home. JV will play at home on Monday, and freshmen will come to Waynesville. For those wanting to make either the trip to watch their JV kid or come to Waynesville and watch the freshmen play. And the clock continues to run. 12 seconds on the play clock. They may struggle to get this one off, Alex, with 8 seconds left on the play clock. They've got to hustle a little bit. Counter play.
Yeah, Leland Wright on the reverse and gets a nice gain down the field and tackled out of bounds at the 40-yard line there by Zavalos.
Waynesville picks up another 1st down. Great play call there.
Yeah, we'll have Lebanon head coach Will Christian on the Jack and Nation Sports postgame show, so make sure you stick around. Got a little bit of a trek here, Mike, as Kevin's in the booth to our right, so he'll go to Kevin, and then he'll have to walk out of Kevin's booth and walk through the stands and up to our booth, and so it'll be a little bit of a hike there, so make sure you stick around and stay patient as Coach Christian joins our postgame show. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video. It goes a long way, and appreciate everyone who's chimed in tonight in the chat and just enjoyed themselves in Lebanon football.
Yeah, it's fun to see guys from all over the place. We had a New Mexico check-in, and was it Colorado?
A Colorado earlier.
And obviously Jerry Jones from Laclede County and not from Frisco.
Unfortunate, really. No offense to the Jerry Jones from Laclede County, but
we love you, Jerry.
2nd down and 7 now is another counter to Wright, and a little better job there by Lebanon.
That's going to do it, Alex.
As the clock winds down, Lebanon will line up to shake hands at the Waynesville Tigers, and for another year, Lebanon will come away victorious over Waynesville, this time by a score of 51-6. Jackets move to 5-0. Waynesville drops to 1-4 on the year. So we'll talk to head coach Will Christian in just a few minutes. Stick around and enjoy some of our commercials from our sponsors, and we appreciate you guys tuning in to tonight's stream. Final score, Lebanon 51, Waynesville 6. We'll be right back after this.
Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, we are committed to our neighbors. Your local dollars are invested in our local communities. With local lenders and local decisions, because at Heritage Bank, we are neighbors serving neighbors.
Back here live on the Jacket Nation Sports Postgame Show, I'm joined by Lebanon head football coach Will Christian as the Yellow Jackets defeat Waynesville here tonight at Tiger Stadium 51-6. Coach, obviously your team playing with heavy hearts tonight, dealing with the accident of J.J. Hudson, but I'm sure you enjoyed your guys, the way that they played hard for him tonight, and I know that you've talked to J.J. a few times this week, so do you have any update for the viewers at home on that?
Yeah, first off, JJ had surgery a couple of days ago, a day ago, and the surgery was a success. He's recovering nicely. JJ's attitude, his approach to this whole thing has just been absolutely outstanding. Got an opportunity on Tuesday to go up and visit him, and he's got the right approach right now, 100%, and he's got a lot of great support because he does have a team full of brothers and coaches who love him, and he's still a part. We still value him and what he's going to bring to our team and inspiration. And tonight that was the case. One of the messages that we talked about was the fact that JJ sure like to have this opportunity, and so for our guys to not spoil their opportunities and take things for granted, and so that was a message tonight. And I think all season long our guys are going to have him in their thoughts and prayers, and we're going to be there for him. I told him, and when we visited, that it isn't just this week.
Yeah.
We're going to be by his side through this whole journey, and I have no doubt he's going to walk again in what will be a tough road, but he's going to get it done.
And focusing on the game, Gavin Smith, a turnover on your first offensive possession, but Coach Christian, that's what complimentary football is all about. Your defense said, we got your back, forced a quick 3-and-out, and from there you guys rolled.
Yeah, starting first, Gavin, I thought Gavin had a really electric night, with really all elements. Like, he threw the football well, and he ran the football exceptionally well tonight as well. Defensively, the stop that you're talking about, I thought we had a really nice plan coming in. Coach Allen on our defensive staff, I thought we had some specific tendencies and keys that we were able to capitalize on, and then our kids got it done. I mentioned on the radio show, I thought Gunnar Williams was absolutely phenomenal tonight. He was in the backfield seemingly every play, just wrecking havoc. We joke around, we call him Wrecking Ralph, and so that certainly was the case tonight. But I thought that, they really played well. And then in the second half, kudos to Coach Barkley and the Waynesville staff. They identified what we were doing and made their own adjustments, and it made us counter-adjust, which I thought was good tonight, good for us. I know the score and everything else, but, the fact that they went away from their keys forced us to have to make some in-game adjustments, which is good for our kids to be able to do that, because that's going to be necessary.
We've talked about Rhett Rhodes a few times together, but that kick heading into halftime, a good confidence booster for him, and it kind of gives you guys an idea of a target line moving forward if you're ever in that situation again. And obviously, the wind situation is different each week, but a good confidence booster nonetheless for a guy who's been amazing for you guys this year.
Yeah, great kick, and we do have confidence in Rhett, and potentially even deeper than that. I probably would have dialed it up even if it was a little bit deeper, but certainly from the 20-yard line, we feel like that, he is very capable and honestly fairly consistent too. So, and it all starts with, Caden Crabtree's snap and Drew Bolding's hold and protection. And then it started with Gavin Smith orchestrating a nice drive. I had a decision to make on first down with the timeout, and I was a little bit concerned with calling it there just because of the fact we were in the midst of that adjustment defensively that I mentioned to you, and so I didn't want to give them too much time to score. But then on second down, it was evident that we might get that opportunity. So, probably if it was let's say the game was tied or we were behind, I probably should have called the timeout on first down. to give us the maximum amount of time that we could have had. But then we wouldn't have had the timeout, and so we would have had to have worked out of bounds a little bit better in order to kick the field goal. So you know how it is. It can be going both ways.
And, moving forward, you'll have a game against Glendale next week. What's it like preparing for an offense like Glendale, and how have you guys, as a staff, adjusted over the years to that offense the more that you've played it?
Yeah, I think we've got a solid approach. We've got a lot of options. As you see with Camdenton, they forced us into making some adjustments. So I feel really good about, what we do. It's multiple. It's not one thing. And so now we've got to execute it. Obviously, we haven't had to run it yet this season, as far at least in a game. And also, we've got to somewhat identify tonight from film, how Kyle Mabins changes things, because obviously we know he's a very good passer, and so we've got to assess that. So there'll be, a lot of work to do in our game plan, just like it is every week. Glendale is a good football team and well coached, and we'll have to be ready to go.
Coach, appreciate your time. Congrats on the win, and we will see you next week in Springfield.
Thank you, sir.
That was head coach Will Christian joining us on the Jacket Nation Sports postgame show as Lebanon comes away with a 51-6 win at Tiger Stadium. That will wrap things up tonight on Jacket Nation Sports. I'm Alex Boyer, for my color commentator Mike Flanders and video producer Austin Shoemaker. And our primary sponsors as well: Heritage Bank of the Ozarks, Jonesy's Travel Center, Mercy Hospital Lebanon, Shadles Colonial Chapel, Missouri Cooperage, and Results Advertising. Good night from Pulaski County, and we will see you next week at Glendale.